Hey everybody, Envelopers, welcome Friday, November 11th, and this is weekly AMA session with CEO covering the second week of November. Despite FTX collapse and Binance FTX negotiations, we're alive, we are working, and we encourage you to not use custodial services or centralized exchange. Be DeFi, be decentralized, use rep assets, and welcome to AMA. We are going to cover the main events of the second week of November in the life of Envelop with Alex Shedogubov, the founder and CEO, and me using CryptoMC as the main events. First of all, Alex, what are your main thoughts about this wrecking? Like they say, wrecking. Crypto is wrecking again, but this is not crypto. This is centralized custodial fraudsters who use crypto as the bankster. There's no difference between fractional reserve banking we've been living for a century and with this fractional reserve crypto bankers like FTX, Binance, and so on and so forth. No deal with crypto here. Just guys who are keeping your private keys, and you have delivered your private keys to them. Feel the difference between them, Alex. So sorry for my emotional speech. What are your main thoughts on the crypto development? Does it scare us? Does it affect us? These predictable features and these predictable events with centralized entities on the crypto?
So definitely such dumps couldn't be a pleasant thing for any project in crypto. So it also makes a bit nervous about to think about your reserves, some rebalance, and even about stables. You start thinking and find out some connections, which is more safe or not. And as for FTX, first when I learned about this exchange, it was 2019. And I thought it's like some small thing. It grew up, but remained same methods and derivatives. Also, I had some problems and losses with their tokens developed for Binance in 2020. Very so. And as we talked with guys, some my friends tell me that traders remain traders, and just the difference in deposits. So Sam is true trader, and so he behaved like a trader to trying to maximize profits and sometimes maximizing risks. So definitely he's a clever guy, but at some point I think he lost connection with the reality. And of course, as you said, you have to keep crypto on your private wallet with your private keys, so not to be stuck in some exchange in case of some collapse, because now there are plenty of decentralized tools, not only Swaply, but decentralized exchanges which are real similar to what we see. And also, for example, we see now on this situation how we could apply several our products of Envelop like SAFTs and some SBT tokens to make it more transparent about holding tokens, holding obligations, like not to sell partners tokens, for example. That the case started from the sale of Binance coins. So if, for example, CZ decided to somehow make a deal with Sam, they could say that they will lock for the period in wrapped NFTs, this BNB, and anyway it can be sold on the market and cause such troubles. And also it's touching the cases I remember with Bybit tokens. So we didn't think about such a case for wrapped NFTs, but here it is. And so these guys can make it, because if, for example, to lock on smart contract, it's not a good thing because you don't have any chance to move to work with this liquidity. But in wrapped NFT, you can transfer it, but you can damage the market price when you transfer right now, like on OTC, this wrapped NFT. So maybe thanks to Sam and CZ for such a new case for SAFT wrapped NFT.
Yeah, thank you very much, CZ and SPF, for such a good, not new, but predictable case, because I think that every centralized entity will collapse inevitable, because this is the breaking of the main idea of crypto, because the crypto was made for self-controlling, 100% controlling of your funds by yourself. Do not confuse crypto with your fiat money in banks. These are two separate systems with two separate and contradictional ideology. Do not confuse them. But people are responsible in majority. They have learned that they don't want to be clever in such a thing. They change their control and the advantages, which are disadvantages for them, because it requires to self-custody crypto to keep seed phrase safe and so on and so forth. They are lazy and they want to change their control to a good service, and the service will inevitably turn into not good for you, users of custodial solution. So the lessons have been learned, and a lot of
I don't think that they have been learned, so it will happen. Because also you said about storing a seed phrase or private key, and it's a really big problem. And in Singapore, I learned from Token 2049 that it's kind of my narrative, how people think to attract Web2 audience and not to give them the responsibility to store their private keys and seed phrases. People are trying to find approaches to bring them here, and everybody understand that, for example, MetaMask is a big stop for main majority of people, and that's why I think not only the one case, because they store their assets on centralized exchanges already. And I know some guys which I talked a year ago, and they when I asked where they store, they say, of course, on Binance or any other exchange. I know I told them about cold wallets, even hot wallets. For them, it was a big surprise that you can store crypto not only on the exchange.
Yeah, me personally, I haven't used any centralized service ever in my 5+ years in crypto. And I'm very proud of that. I use only non-custodial service. And what about you, Alex? Did you use centralized exchange or centralized?
Yeah, I use centralized exchanges, but to make some buys of tokens, sometimes it's more convenient. And now if I deposit their funds, it's not a big amount. The main amount, of course, I store on a cold wallet, so to be safe.
Well, let's underscore again why Envelop doesn't regard to this case, because Envelop is even not a custodial or non-custodial. Of course, not custodial solution, that's protocol. And you rely on your funds and safekeeping using Envelop. So I'm trying to say that such a problem could never have appeared in the case of Envelop. Let's underscore why it's so, why such a case is absolutely impossible in case of using Envelop for your wrapping NFT solutions and deals.
So, for example, for this case, this could be handled the way that, for example, CZ and Sam decided to make an exchange with their tokens and not to sell them for example, 1 year or more. Now it was like on their promise base, but here they can make this change, but also before making this change, they can wrap all this amount in one NFC or several wrapped NFTs and change to each other. So they will become that anyway, they got a transferable liquidity. And on the other hand, they each site is ensured that the other site will not sell anyway, because on the market it's impossible to sell only on OTC deal, but this will not cause any troubles for a token. So he's that, and I hope maybe after this, when CZ make next moves like this, he could use Envelop. So we recommend him to use more decentralized tools, even for his live exchange.
We didn't lose our ability to joke in such a bad situation, because why this situation is bad? Because somebody has broken the principles and the laws of crypto, and the vast majority of people believe them, and they are, I would say, the co-founders of such a problem. So do not avoid to use custodial service. Okay, we've said all the major things we
I think I know the whole situation, but maybe it's happened now. It caused less trouble than if it happened in 1, 2, or 5 years later, and FTX maybe.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Well,
it's better to cut the leg than to die.
so let's turn to our news of the week. Are there any good things we have successfully accomplished on this second week of November, and we may share with our community what's good from the team?
Yeah, now we are testing our front end for SAFT wrapped NIFTSY based on version 1 of the protocol, so much more features there are now, and also the work is going the steady way every day, and we've been participating in Twitter space of our friends from Singapore, from NFTV. These guys are making like kind of digital clothing, and they are connected with fashion. So yesterday we talked about several things, and main narrative was how Web2 can benefit from Web3 technologies and why DAO structures are positive for companies, and what Web3 is the main advantage between if we compare with Web2. So.
Well, okay, and let me announce that the partnership with NFTA, which were discussed on the last AMA session, the AMA with NFTA is going to be held in the middle of the next week. So look for an announcement, be subscribed on our YouTube channel, and we will ask our guys, Australian guys from Australia, from NFTA, and let's remind who are they? What do they do? By the way, you may find the process in our media. What do these guys do, and why it's important? This partnership is important. Why to listen to this AMA?
So these guys are making lots of things. They got marketplace. They have making digital fashion as well, and they make a kind of digital where you can transfer your NFT to real clothing, and lots of stuff. So they're kind of several directions they move, and they see real benefits from our protocol because they want to make official fork of Envelop Protocol and deploy it to new chains. For us, it's like Metis DAO and Optimism. So for us, it's definitely good, and new approaches we can develop them is especially in the terms of digital wearables.
Well, okay, so the AMA with Tristan Hazelwood, the co-founder of this project, will be on November 15th. So stay tuned and join our AMA don't miss a chance to ask these guys why have they chosen Envelop as a partner. You may read the announcement, the partnership on our Medium, so be subscribed on our media. Also, give ours some collabs because we write good articles for you. Okay, so I think these are all the news for a week. So stay tuned, be the part of our Telegram channel, be subscribed on our Twitter, be subscribed on our YouTube channel because we deliver you AMAs and podcasts on a weekly basis. Join, participate in our contest, win NIFTSY tokens. Join DeWeb YouTube channel, where we collect the news of NFT on the daily basis, and read of the NFT Digest number 15, covering main events in October. You may simply find it on our media also. And that's all, I think. NIFTSY Digest, or number 16, sorry, October. So that's all on the AMA with Alex Shedogubov, the co-founder and CEO, and me using Crypto MC. Stay tuned. Keep your funds safe. Keep your private keys and seed phrases in your safe place. Do not trust somewhere. Like crypto is a realm where you have not to trust anybody. You are relying on the lakes of mathematics. Crypto is made for it's trustless, please. Okay, thank you very much for watching, listening. Stay tuned, and bye-bye. I'm finishing out by me.
Bye, guys.